Have you ever felt that strange pull towards a place that's been left behind, that feeling like you're standing on the edge of a memory, where whispers of the past still hang in the air? There's a certain, let's say, allure to abandoned places. They're like open wounds on the landscape, scars left by time, scars left by tragedy, scars left by just plain bad luck. We're drawn to them, not just for the crumbling walls, shattered windows, but for the stories they refuse to let go of. Tonight, we're not just looking at pictures, we're stepping through the screen into the heart of these forgotten worlds. Our first stop is a place frozen in 1986, Pripyat, Ukraine. This was a bustling city, a Soviet dream built for the workers of the nearby Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Then, on April 26th, reactor number 4 went kaboom. The residents were told they were leaving for just 3 days. 3 days. They left toys on the floor, books open on their desks, meals half-eaten on their tables. They never came back. The most iconic, soul-crushing part of Pripyat is its amusement park. The Ferris wheel, now a symbol of the disaster, stands silent against the sky, its yellow cabins slowly rusting away. It's not haunted by spirits, perhaps, but by the ghost of a future that was stolen in an instant. This is Hashima Island, or Gunkanjima, which translates to Battleship Island. And you can see why. From a distance, it looks like a massive grey warship steaming through the ocean. For nearly a century, this was a bustling coal mining facility. Old black and white photos show the island in its heyday. At its peak, it was one of the most densely populated places on Earth, a maze of concrete apartment blocks, schools, hospitals. Then, in 1974, the coal ran out, the mine closed, and just like that, the island was abandoned. Today, Hashima is a crumbling concrete jungle, drone footage through narrow, crumbling alleyways. An abandoned classroom with desks, a decaying television set in a debris-filled room. It's a stark, brutalist landscape, like a post-apocalyptic movie set. With a place this grim, it's hard to tell the difference. Let's bring it back to the good old US of A, to a town with a very warm personality. Welcome to Centralia, Pennsylvania, a real-life version of Hell on Earth. Back in 1962, a routine trash fire at the town dump ignited an anthracite coal seam running directly underneath the town. And here's the kicker: it's still burning. For over 60 years, an underground fire has raged. The fire makes the ground unstable. It releases toxic gases. It occasionally opens fiery pits in people's yards. You know, normal small-town problems. The government eventually had to step in. Today, Centralia is almost completely empty. Only a handful of stubborn residents remain. The most famous part, Graffiti Highway, a painted stretch of abandoned Route 61. On cold days, smoke and steam rise eerily from fissures. The town is being consumed from below, a smouldering reminder of monsters hiding right under our feet. Some places are abandoned due to disaster or economic collapse. But this next one was abandoned out of profound, unimaginable grief. This is Oradour-sur-Glane in France. On June 10, 1944, during the height of World War II, a Nazi Waffen-SS company rolled into this peaceful village. What happened next was not an act of war, but an act of pure evil. In total, 642 innocent people were murdered. After the war, French President Charles de Gaulle made a solemn decree. The village would not be rebuilt. It would be left exactly as it was on that horrific day. Walking through Oradour-sur-Glane today is a deeply chilling experience, including the doctor's Peugeot still parked where he left it. A silent open-air museum where the only sounds are the wind and the heavy weight of history on your shoulders. If there's one thing that's a guaranteed recipe for creepiness, it's an abandoned hospital. Beelitz Heilstatten, just outside Berlin, is the 5-star chef of creepy abandoned hospitals. This sprawling complex was originally built as a sanatorium for tuberculosis patients. It's a massive place with over 60 buildings connected by long, echoing corridors. It served as a military hospital during World War I and World War II. Fun fact: a young Adolf Hitler was treated here after being wounded in World War I, so, you know, the vibes are already immaculate. After the fall of the Berlin Wall, the hospital was largely abandoned and decay set in beautifully. Paint peels from the walls like sunburnt skin, vines crawl through broken windows, and old surgical equipment lies rusting in dusty operating theatres. It's the kind of place that practically begs for ghost stories, and boy does it have them. People report hearing disembodied coughs, seeing shadowy figures in the long hallways, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. Let's trade peeling paint for something a little more granular. Our next destination, the Namib Desert, a place that looks like a surrealist painting come to life. This is Kolmanskop. In the early 1900s, a railway worker found a diamond here. And just like that, a diamond rush began. A lavish German-style town sprouted from the sand. It had a hospital, the first X-ray machine in the southern hemisphere, a ballroom, a casino, a bowling alley. For a brief time, Kolmanskop was an oasis of wealth and luxury. Then the diamonds ran out. By the 1950s, residents packed up and left. Kolmanskop was left to the mercy of the desert. The desert showed no mercy. Today the site is bizarre and breathtaking. Wind-driven dunes have been shoved into the buildings. Doorways and rooms sit half-filled with perfect golden waves of sand. Bathtubs and furniture buried like fossils. It's a slow-motion burial. A reminder that nature always gets the final say. No ghosts here, just the quiet, relentless power of the earth reclaiming its own. Just a short boat ride from the romance and beauty of Venice lies an island with a reputation so dark it's often called one of the most haunted places on earth. This is Poveglia Island. Its grim history starts during the Roman era, when it was used to isolate plague victims, but it really earned its stripes during the Black Death. Thousands upon thousands of sick and dying people were shipped here and left to die. It's said that the soil of the island is more than 50% human ash, but wait, it gets worse. In the 1920s, a mental hospital was built on the island. As the legend goes, the head doctor performed horrific experiments and lobotomies on his patients. He was allegedly driven mad by the ghosts of the plague victims and threw himself from the hospital's bell tower. Today, the island is strictly off-limits to visitors, which of course only fuels the legends. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying the sheer weight of suffering that saturates this tiny patch of land. We're heading back to the desert, this time the Atacama Desert in Chile, one of the driest places in the world. Here we find the twin ghost town of Humberstone and Santa Laura. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, these were thriving communities dedicated to mining saltpeter. The theatre still has its rows of wooden seats waiting for an audience that will never arrive. An abandoned amusement park is already creepy, but one that was destroyed by a natural disaster is on a whole other level. This is the former Six Flags New Orleans. The park was bustling with life until August 2005, when Hurricane Katrina hit. A SpongeBob SquarePants statue lying face down in murky water. Ferris wheel gondolas swinging eerily in the breeze. It's the ghost of a good time, left to slowly sink back into the swamp. For our final stop, we're visiting a classic of the urban exploration scene, the poster child for creepy abandoned asylums, Hellingley Hospital in East Sussex, England. Opened in 1903, this was a massive psychiatric hospital, designed with its own railway line to bring in patients and supplies. Like many asylums of its era, it saw its fair share of controversial treatments, electroshock therapy, lobotomies. Before it was largely demolished, Hellingley was a labyrinth of peeling paint, long, dark corridors, decaying wards. The morgue, with its body slabs still intact, was a particularly popular and honestly terrifying spot for photographers. Even though most of it is gone now, the photographs remain a chilling visual record of a place built on suffering, a final echo from the asylum on the hill. From the nuclear silence of Pripyat to the sandy graves of Kolmanskop, these places are more than just empty buildings. They are silent witnesses. The photographers and explorers who venture into these modern ruins aren't just taking pictures of decay. They're capturing the last whispers of a story before it fades completely into dust. It's a powerful reminder that nothing we build is permanent, and that history has a way of leaving its fingerprints behind, sometimes in the most unsettling ways. Whether you believe the strange noises are the wind or the whispers of the dead, there's no denying the profound emotional impact of these locations. They force us to confront our own anxieties about death, decay, and being forgotten. They are beautiful and terrifying all at once. The rust, the peeling paint, the encroaching nature, it's all part of a slow, inevitable process of reclamation. And as we've seen, sometimes what gets left behind is more than just brick and mortar. Sometimes a feeling lingers, a chill in the air that has nothing to do with the temperature. So, as we leave these silent worlds behind, the question remains, are they truly empty? Or are we just not listening closely enough? The next time you pass an old, abandoned building, maybe take a second look. You never know what stories or what else might be looking back. Which of these abandoned places gave you chills? Was it the burning ground of Centralia or the haunted halls of Poveglia? Comment below and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more creepy discoveries.